What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel to talk 4K Blu-rays. And today's 4K takes us back to 1992 for the crime thriller, Basic Instinct. Now this film already came out in 4K, courtesy of Studio Canal, probably like 4 years ago or so. But this is a brand new Steelbook from Lionsgate Limited. Let's check it out. One thing you're gonna notice, the slip cover. It's like a see-through slip cover. And there's the actual Steelbook. Sharon Stone, Michael Douglas. Pretty cool artwork. Inside, you have 3 discs, 2 Blu-ray discs, and a 4K disc. Again, Lionsgate Limited went all out in their limited edition Steelbooks. You can get this off their website. What can be said about Basic Instinct? I was 14 years old when it premiered on Showtime, and when it did, I was in heaven. I had a major crush on Sharon Stone. And who didn't when you were that age? I mean, that interrogation scene, I did own it on VHS, I believe, and also DVD, but it's been a minute since I've seen this movie. This movie was directed by Paul Verhoeven, and he hit gold with this one. It's a great crime thriller. And if you don't know who that is, he also directed Total Recall and RoboCop before this.
Buddy saw him.
What was it? Ice pick. Left it on the coffee table in the living room.
Sharon Stone and Michael Douglas play a great game of cat and mouse, of the did she or didn't she tale of the high-profile murder of a rock legend. They both were really at the top of their game in this one, and Sharon Stone, she stole the hearts of many males in the world. They don't make them like this anymore, folks. That's for sure. And after watching it again, I can say it's just as good as I remember. Let's get into it. After a retired rocker is viciously killed in his bed by an ice pick, detectives Nick Curran and Gus Moran are summoned to take the case. The top suspect, his girlfriend, Catherine Trammell, played by Sharon Stone. Apparently, she even wrote a book about an obsessed stalker that killed a rock star with an ice pick. Using that as her alibi, Nick and the police don't charge her with murder, but he watches her with utmost interest. Catherine starts to get into Nick's head as he falls back into old habits of drinking, drugs, and smoking. She tells him that she is writing a new book about a cop that falls for the wrong woman, and she ends up killing him. Nick learns that multiple people over the course of her life have died by mysterious causes. It's a classic whodunit mystery that has a dire outcome.
You're in over your head. Maybe. But this is how I'll catch my killer.
As I mentioned earlier, this 4K came from Studio Canal back in 2021. Originally mastered from the original camera negative, this 2:3:9:1 image looks as good as I have ever seen it. Being I haven't seen it since the DVD days, I thought that the image was flawless for the most part. I read some articles online saying the colors in the image were modified from its original release, but honestly, I couldn't tell. I could tell that the colors popped and sizzled throughout, and the facial tones looked terrific. Sharon Stone never looked so good. The same can be said for Michael Douglas. Black levels also look terrific, with excellent shadow detail.
Cheers. My friends call me Catherine.
Audio was presented in DTS HD 5.1, which had its fair share of edge-of-your-seat moments, including 2 riveting car chases that sounded great with good usage of all speakers. Bass response was not readily apparent outside of the one club scene with the music banging. The score took precedence to help convey the mystery, but for the most part, the soundtrack was fitting for this type of film. There wasn't a lot of action sequences, but everything sounded fine across the board. It's not a theater-capable disc here. In terms of special features, you can access them on the Blu-rays. There is nothing new here that hasn't been on prior releases, but you have 3 audio commentaries on the first disc, as well as 2 featurettes totaling around an hour. On the second disc, you had a bunch of behind-the-scenes featurettes, interviews, screen tests, storyboard comparisons, and some trailers. It's a pretty comprehensive list of materials. You even had a documentary that came from the old Laserdisc days. Lionsgate really delivered the goods on this one. And if you don't have that prior 4K release, I totally recommend picking this one up because it's an awesome steelbook and a great thriller of a movie. 9.5 out of 10. Well, that's today's review. Come back again for another 4K Blu-ray review.
Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share, bruh.